Good day, YouTube family. Welcome back to my channel, Nourishment 101. I'm Kiana, and I want to have a very candid conversation with you right now. I just really want to tap in to see where you are on your spiritual journey because there's a lot going on right now. There are a lot of different energies in the air. A lot of us have been subdued by some of these energies. Some feel negative, some feel positive. And I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page and we kind of know what's going on. And I had a dream. I've had several dreams since the last time we spoke. And these dreams keep getting stronger and stronger. And I keep getting different messages on the Pattern, which is an app that reads your birth chart and tells you day-to-day events and different timing cycles that go in and out of your life. It's a really good app, and if you don't have it, I suggest it because it's very helpful. And so the Pattern keeps telling me that I have this mission, and I'm supposed to be challenging the old things that I believe in, old ways that I lived, and the things that I grew up kind of misinterpreting as me. Is telling me that all of that is to fade away, which it has been fading slowly, or maybe actually it's been pretty fast. Just depends on your perspective, but it has faded, and the person that I was is no longer the same. I have just completely I've shed that skin and I've stepped into the new version of me, and it feels so much better. And I want you to step into the new versions of you, because the old lives that we lived, where we were told that we were different people in different professions, and we, grew up wanting to be these people before we even knew who we were ourselves. So I want you to be aware that these are characters, and we're stepping out of those roles now, and we're stepping into who we truly are. This is our goal right now. So everything that we know is fading away. It's vanishing. It's slipping through our fingers. And it can be turmoil if you don't understand what's happening. It can feel like torture. Don't allow it to feel that way. Transmute that energy into understanding of how death gives us a brand new start. So life could never die. Life's whole purpose and sole purpose is to live, and you have life inside of you, no matter what form you take. So understand that life it goes through a transmutation, and we are transmuting energies. So this energy that's in the world right now, it feels like death. It feels like chaos, but it's happening for a reason. It's trying to force you to step into who you were before that identity was stolen from us once we started school. And I'm going to do a whole nother video on how the alphabet pretty much changed our psyche and what the alphabet really is in nature. But it's when you first learn how to spell, that's when you learn the alphabet and you learn how to read. But spell casting is a real thing, and the alphabet, there's a lot of things about it that we don't know. So when you started learning the alphabet, it changed who you were, and you kind of lost that innocence about yourself at the age of 5 or 4 or however old you were when you learned it. It kind of takes something out of you, and it's time for us to get it back in order to go higher, in order to shake the dead weight off and allow ourselves to emerge like a butterfly from a cocoon. So, beloveds, I need you to understand that when you were born, you were not just an empty vessel waiting for things to be put into you. You were actually already filled with a lot of information when you arrived. And that information is coded in your blood, in your DNA. There are things about you that are similar or exactly the same nature as your great 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 grandmother or grandfather. You just don't know it. But if someone older was around long enough that knew your family and knew some of the older people in your family and the elders, they would start telling you things like, oh my gosh, you remind me of such and such. He used to do that all the time. He used to have that same way of standing or that same way of pausing in his speech. There could be so many subtleties that only someone who knows your elders would understand. But I'm telling you that these things are in each of us. We possess these hidden traits that are passed down in our blood. And these traits are coming back very strong. And the energy right now is designed to bring these traits out of us because our ancestors were very intelligent people. They knew the ways of the world and of nature and how to control and manipulate the elements. And the elements are all of the things that make us up. Everything from compounds to breaking those down to single elements like hydrogen and copper and iron. All of those things are in our blood, they're in our bodies. And these elements combine. And when they combine, they form new elements or they form compounds. And so when you use these as building blocks for everything, you understand that elements are living things too, because elements create life. So once this life has created an entity such as yourself, it can either control you or it can balance you, or you can control it, rather. You can balance these elements. But in order to balance these elements, you can't allow them to polarize and turn you into something that experiences everything in the extreme. You're either too cold or too hot, or you're too high or too low. All of the elements have an opposite. And so the goal is to learn how to balance these elements. Once you understand how to control your own thoughts, control your emotions, control your appetite, control your thoughts, then you will eventually be able to elevate your spirit to a higher level to be able to control these elements. And this is the goal here today. So pay attention. Pay attention to the things that are coming out in your blood, the things that you can do and never knew that you could do. The sorry, I can't talk. The way that the world is right now is designed to challenge you and to bring out some parts of you that you've never seen before. So allow this to take place. Allow this to come out. Allow yourself to be challenged, because that's the only way that you can grow. If you're never challenged, then how do you know your potential? And that's what it's all about. It's about pure potential. When you understand and unleash this potential, this is how you tap into your godhood, which is generator, operator, and destroyer. Basically, creator. You will become the Trinity, and you will behold the title of God. Every God has a name, and there are multiple gods. There always has been. But the nature of these gods is dependent upon each one's ability to control, master, and wield the elements. So this video is hopefully right on time for some of you. Many of you won't understand it, and it's okay. You will when it's time. But I'm talking to those right now who needed to hear this because you're tapping in and you really don't have direction. Just sit quietly, listen to what is being said in that quiet, subtle inner voice and follow it. Because if you don't follow it, you're going to kick yourself every time because that voice is always right. But the minute that you allow another voice to come in and talk you out of what that voice said, then you do not have control yet. We need you to take control because it is time for you to show up because you have a job to do. I have a job to do. We all have a job to do. And if you're on this channel, it's because you know it deep down and you're ready. So, thanks for watching, beloveds. I appreciate your support. And until next time, peace and love.